traffic now is until we reach the restaurant. So then we'll meet probably around between 9:45 to 9:50 at the meeting point, and then from there we'll arrange transport to send you back to your respective hotels. And that will be the last time you'll see me, unless you come next weekend and join the tour again, because I only do tours on weekends. So that's the itinerary we have. Right now we are passing by Chinatown. Clark Quay is also part of Chinatown, where we are heading for the dinner. Clark Quay was where originally was the warehouses. If you have been to the city tour, have you been to the Malayan Garden Park? Okay, if you have not, if you go to the Malayan Park, that was where the big the brown boats will take all the cargoes from the big ship. They will come down the river to the boat quay, Clark Quay, unload the cargoes. So where we are going right now, those used to be warehouses. Even all this area in Chinatown used to be a trading area.
Ito yung hotel nila dati.
And so you will hear people walking up and down while you're eating. The spirit, I mean, not the real people. In the old days. So this is Clark Quay is on your left, boat quay is on your right. We will be stopping by at the boat quay on the right later, and we will be stopping at the other side of the road. Yeah? This is still Clark Quay, where we are passing by. Yeah? We're stopping at the other bridge. There's the Coleman Bridge over there. We're stopping at the other bridge at the boat quay, and that's where we will be going down to have our dinner at 10:10 for an hour, and we'll come back there, we'll get picked up. So this is Clark Quay and Boat Quay. Right now you're seeing all the warehouses around here.
Adam. Hi, Adam.
And we're passing by the Parliament House later on. So, and those are the brown boats that you see. Those you can take a riverboat cruise on free time if you have. Those are the brown boats that used to bring cargoes up to the warehouses in the old days, up to the 1970s. And in 1970s, the government decided to move all these people from the boat quay, Clark Quay, to the west of Singapore. Warehousings and so on and so forth. Then they cleaned up the river because it was so filthy. They cleaned up, it took them $10 million to clean over 10 years. They cleaned up the river and converted the place into a food and beverage and bars, pub, music, discotheques, name it, you can get it, so that people can sit, relax. That hotel where we are going, Raffles Hotel, used to be a bungalows. 2 bungalows, and it was bought over by the Sakis brother, converted into a hotel, and has lasted since then. It's one of the most prestigious hotel. Right now you're passing on the left, there's the Singapore Parliament, the new Parliament building. Behind that Parliament building will be the old one. We'll be getting down here, so please do not leave anything behind the bus. If you really have to leave anything behind, just leave your money behind. Okay, so let's get down here and go fill our stomach. Thank you.
Makikita dito sa harap. Dito lang mamaya sa likod.
Okay, you need to stick in the Singapore sling so your color is lighter. Let's come down, everyone. I don't need a baby. Yeah. I have enough baby. Like this.
Can't see yours, isn't it? No, it's pink on pink, that's all I was saying. No, nothing to do with it.
We're so sorry we went to the wrong hotel. Because it seems that they booked here Orchard Hotel.
Oh, because it changed.
Oh, yeah,
Everyone got cold except you. It's spinning a little bit.
Hello.
Okay, we are going down here at the boat quay to have a dinner. We will come back here at 8 o'clock. Okay, this is the meeting point at 8 o'clock. The time right now is 6:40. So you're 1 hour 20 minutes.
Right.
Kasi mami.
That way a little bit. It might miss us. Come on from out there.
Naiwan pala yung iba, kaya pala ano mali.
Mali yata yung sinakyan nilang bus. Ah, ito na. Diyan tayo kakain.
Okay, this is the restaurant. This is where you'll go inside, have your meal. 8 o'clock, I think I'll come and fetch you from here. Okay, don't go there. I'll fetch you from here, and then I'll bring you over there. Then we'll take the bus to continue our journey. Just take note, the dinner do not include drinks. I've been told to remind. So there's no miscommunication. If you need to order drink, order from them. And enjoy your meal. I'll see you 8 o'clock over here. As you can see, there are many crabs here. If you want to take pictures, you can take them, because sooner or later, if you need to order, you want to order crab, it's on top of it, huh? Right? Yeah, because the crab is not in the dinner. So if you want to choose any other crab, you can order and eat it. And that is not part of the dinner. Okay, come back for it.
Lobster, ang laki oh. Ngayon lang nakita ng ganyan kalaki.
Kasama ba yan eh?
Hindi, special order. Kung gusto mo, special order.
Lobsters know to stay in.
Very nice, guys. Okay, just wait. I'm asking them to make them. Oh, yeah. There's not climbing steps involved, it's just walking around the area here. And of course there's little steps here and there. So those of you who want to come down, we can come down here. We'll go for a walk. This is the area.
Please check your belongings before you leave. 下车时请带好随身物品。
Oh, we go in the back. Baggy's check. Exit. It's the weirdest door I've ever seen on a bus. That's the door cock. Alright, look at this. Door cock.
Ano gusto niyo bumaba?
Hindi na bababa yun. Walang maupuan yun.
Kausapin natin yung driver. Dati kami nag-work dito ni Annalie eh.
Comes the fountain right in front of you. You can see the water flowing. 66 meters circumference. 13.8 meter tall on 4 slanting silicon bronze column. And walking around the fountain 3 times will bring you good luck. It is said. It's open every day in the night, the fountain. You can come here. They close between 8 to 10 p.m. at certain hours so that people can walk around the fountain. So look at the fountain on your right as we're going round. Make your wish. Go 1 round to it. You go, you'll not get the touch. All around the building, just look carefully up. You will see the 4 long towers that represent the 4 fingers. And also in the fountain, you can make wish below, where they will have laser shows, put up your names and your wishes as you go around that. So that was the fountain, and we will be heading to the Buddhist market. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come down the slope of this expressway, that is where the bridge of Singapore ended in the late 1880s, 1890s. So this is where the bridge of Singapore ended, and anything before this where we had passed by was on the reclaimed land, and this is where the Bugis area. When Sir Stamford Raffles found Singapore in 1819, he demarcated the region based on the 3 major ethnic groups. For the Chinese, he allocated the Chinatown area, and for the Indians, just for your information, they were also allocated area in Chinatown. And for the Muslim, and Muslim here I mean the religion, not the race. The race could be Arabs, could be Malays, could be Indonesian. They were allocated this area, the Bugis area. So that's where they were, and basically the Bugis is actually a name of a place in Indonesia where they are very good sailors, and there used to be a canal here that they will sail their ships up, and that's how we got the name, the Bugis area. It was a hot trading area. If you fancy eating Indian food, good Indian food, Raffles Hotel has a restaurant there called Tiffin Room. And the beautiful thing about this restaurant is not just the food, but the waiters and the waitresses are still dressed like in the British Raj system, during the British colonial system, in white clothing with the brass buttons and the badge name tag in the brass badge, so on and so forth. In fact, the Raffles Hotel, the doorman is still wearing the traditional garb from the British colonial system, the doorman. So that's very interesting about it. To get into the restaurants, they have dress code in Raffles Hotel. Okay, so if you do make reservations to go there, then do make sure that you check with them the dress code and before you go in, because you do not want to be go there in khaki shorts and then be turned away. Yeah. It's very British, yes. They're still following that, and it was touted that the last tiger was killed in Raffles Hotel. Yes, in Singapore. The last tiger was killed in Raffles Hotel, but that is untrue. It was actually never killed in Raffles Hotel. It was in the west of Singapore, called Choa Chu Kang. So you will go there, you'll see a story. That's not true. And Raffles Hotel, interestingly, is just not a hotel, but they have a very huge garden in there with wide variety of flora and fauna. In fact, it's sometimes thought as another botanical garden. They have quite a large garden there. They can look, and they also have a free museum dating back to Singapore history. In fact, sometimes I find the museum in the Raffles Hotel is much better than the National History Museum that we have, because it really trace back the history well, but it has a lot of readings to do. Whereas we go to the National History Museum, you would have to see artifacts more. And as we are reaching Raffles Hotel, there's something I want to share with you about Singapore. As you can see, there's so many races here, especially a lot of people ask me, where am I from? I'm born in Singapore. I'm a Singaporean. And in Singapore, we have three major races. The Chinese, which forms about 72% of the population. The Malays, who are the indigenous people of Singapore. Not just Singapore, but of Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia. They form about 12-13%. And the Indians form about 8 to 9% of the population. So we are born in Singapore, we are known as Singapore citizen, and we have 4 official languages in Singapore. And why is that so? So that each race do not end up fighting for their own language. So in 1965, when we got our independence, we had 4 major official languages being declared, and everyone who have studied in Singapore from junior to high school have to study minimum 2 out of the 4 official languages. The first official language that everyone have to study, regardless of race, language, or religion, is English. So that's why we travel in Singapore. You'll notice that all the signages are in English. Even if you go in the Chinese, Indian, or any restaurant, the menu will be in English for sure. And the other 3 languages based on the ethnic group is, of course, you have Mandarin for the Chinese, Malay for the Malays, and Tamil for the Indians. So those are the 4 official languages that we have, and here we have come to Raffles Hotel.